Hello there, this is Jenny from Designs with Paper. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. I hope you're having a fabulous day. I have an art journal page for you today, so get comfy and let's get crafty. I will be working from the mid-month mini mission inspiration prompt for March 2022. The randomly selected letter was T, and some of the inspiration words given were travel, turquoise, talisman, triple, and tattoo. So to begin with, I have a piece of mixed media paper. This paper has been trimmed down to 5.5 by 8.5 inches. And I am going to adhere a piece of turquoise pattern paper. This is a piece of 12 by 12 inch paper that I have cut down to be 6 by 12 so that I can cover both the front and the back of my pages. I believe it is a Stampin' Up! Paper, and it's got little tiny turquoise polka dots on it that you can't hardly see. My mixed media pages, or my art journal pages rather, are created from a giant roll of mixed media paper that I purchased on Amazon like 4 years ago. This roll of paper is 36 inches tall by 36 yards long. So I go through, when I run out of pages, I sit down and cut a whole bunch of 5.5 by 8.5 sheets and punch the holes in them so that they are ready to go when I need them. It takes a hot minute, so I do a lot at one time. I am going to adhere this pattern paper onto two edges of my art journal page, and I'm going to flatten it with my fingers. I'm going to make sure it's lined up nicely. I want to make sure there are no globbles of glue stick in between the pages. You know how that happens with glue stick. And then I will pull out my nonstick scissors and trim the excess off. These are my extra long scissors, and I really like them. I like that the adhesive does not stick to them, because having scissors you can't cut with because you've glued them shut is not productive in the crafting world, in my crafting world. To begin my collaging, I am going to be using these two maps. So I went to the Library of Congress's website and pulled up maps from the area in Virginia that I live in, but from the Civil War time frame. I have also printed out a clock or a timepiece and a talisman, an image of a talisman. And these are my collage images that I'm going to work with today. My original intent was to leave the map as is, or mostly as is, but then I found a second map and I wanted to use them both, so I'm going to use them both. I am just going to rip them apart into a couple of pieces, and whatever I don't use, I will just put in my mixed media paper stash so that I can use it on another project. I did originally have a different map chosen, but when I blew up the picture so that it would be large enough for my art journal page, it got really blurry and hard to read, so I did go find a different map, and then I found another map, and I liked both the maps, and I attempted, as I was looking at these maps, to see if I could find the area of my county that I live in on them. But because these are images of very old maps, that was not possible. These maps outline the streets in my county, and as you can see, if you look closely, none of the streets in my county are straight. We live on paved goat trails, basically. I also have this washi tape roll that is a map, and I will be adding some of that down as well. So to begin, I am going to pull out my archival ink. I believe this is potting soil color, and I am going to edge around these pieces. I do not want my old antique maps to have brand new white paper showing through. That would be a little bit weird. It would be a little too jarring at the end of the day. At the end of the composition, it would be just a little bit weird. I'm also going to ink up the edges of this timepiece, this clock, just a little bit, and also slightly around the edge of my talisman and around the edges of my art journal page. And I have sped this up, like 4 times normal speed, because that's not something you want to watch in real speed. Take my word for it. I am going to add my collage pieces with glue stick. I am not taking the glue all the way to the edges, nor am I taking the collage papers all the way to the edge of my art journal page. I am okay with the edges peeling up a little bit and looking old, like the map pages are. So I didn't want to go all the way to the edge. Yeah, there's just that. I am going to add a piece of this map. This particular section of the washi tape shows a map of the United States. So I thought that was a little bit just kind of, cute and perfect. That's the next piece that happened to come off the roll was the United States, which is where I live. Now that I have my tape and my map down, I am going to add my timepiece. There's my T word, my timepiece. And I'm going to glue that down with school glue as well. Glue stick. It's printed on like a 29-pound or 24-pound copy paper. So it's thick for a copy paper, but it still is just copy paper. So it did take me a minute to get the glue onto the clock back, and then I had to figure out where I wanted to put the clock, and decisions, and I did leave it right here up at the top. And then I had to put another piece of map down. So originally when I printed off my talisman, I printed it in aqua because my plan again was to put that one section of map down. But then I didn't do that. So I had to find a way to help that turquoise talisman not blend into the background of my turquoise paper. So I have taken another piece of that map and I am just kind of layering it underneath the piece that was already there. And it does come from the same map, but really I'm putting kind of like a west to east direction going north to south and a north to south direction going east to west. So those roads don't line up at all. The talisman I chose is called the Star of Hermes, and it is the talisman of travelers, which goes along with my maps, because that is the travel, and my timepiece, and that makes it kind of time travel. See where I'm going with that? Yeah, my brain just went down that tunnel. It's not a good tunnel, but it was a tunnel. My next course of action is to cover the whole page with some clear gesso because I do want to go back over it and add a little bit of shading with some colored pencil. I'm just using a 1-inch wide toothbrush. That would be a really weird toothbrush and a really gross toothpaste. A 1-inch wide paintbrush, and I am covering the collage area and the papers just around it so I can add some shading. The glue stick did peel up just a little bit, and I have found that the clear gesso can work as an adhesive. Totally weird, I know. It's not something I would ever have thought. I did go ahead and give this a blast with my heat gun, although gesso dries really quickly. So for the shadowing, I have pulled out one of my Derwent Inktense pencils. This is the bark color. And the cool thing with the Derwent pencils is that it is an ink, and once the pigment has all been activated by water, it is permanent. So you don't have to worry about putting any kind of a sealer over the top of your page just to prevent these pigments from reactivating. And that's a pretty cool thing for an art journal or a mixed media page. I did just take that pencil and went around the edges of all of the things, all of the collage papers, the washi tape, the clock, the talisman, all of it. And then I activated that pigment with my water brush, and voila, fast forward space, we're done. And now we are on to punching holes into the top layer of my art journal page again. This is my new hole punch. I did purchase this from Amazon somewhat recently after my other hole punch kept trying to eat my pages. It was getting annoying. Yeah. To be fair, that other hole punch is as old as some of my children, older than some of my children. I am going to go ahead and put the second half of that pattern paper on the back of my art journal page. And again, I am just using glue stick. I'm going to mush a whole bunch on there and then flatten it out with my fingers. Why not, right? It works. It seems to be working. The last project I used the glue stick on seems to be holding together well. So that works for me. Once I have this all lined up and I've run my hands over the page enough times that I'm confident there are no big chunks of glue underneath there, I need to trim that the edges down. And this time I pulled my guillotine trimmer into my desktop from the side of my desk into the center of my desk, really, and trimmed that off. And I don't know why I wasn't doing that before, because it's way easier than scissors. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know why that is how it is. However, this is what we're going with here. So now that my page is trimmed off, I am going to ink up the edges. I did not put any more ink on that ink sponge. I just used what was already there. And then I need to punch the holes in the back side, which probably I could just have covered up your holes in the mixed media paper and then punched it when I had it all together, but whatever. So here is my inspiration card. The letter T, I've got turquoise, I've got travel, I've got talisman, and I have a timepiece. And then my brain went to time travel, like we've already talked about that. So the first thing I'm going to do is adhere my inspiration card or my recipe card to the back of my art journal page. You can see I already had it stuck down somewhere. Yeah, I started this page over. I didn't like where it went the first time, so I changed my mind, and I like this one better. Okay, one thing I have a whole bunch of are alpha stickers, and I have decided I need to use them. So I am going to use these alpha stickers from my drawer that are probably forever and a half years old and create a title for my page. Now, I did not make you watch me pull all those stickers off of my sticker sheet. I did kind of speed up the placement because the title or the name of the page was not something I'd thought about. I didn't plan where it was going to go. So I got the word time on there really well, but I didn't leave enough space for the word travel. So I had to kind of fidget with that and figure out where to put it. I did end up putting it on the map pieces, the fragments underneath the clock, which isn't the greatest because you can't really see that word travel. So my next course of action was to pull out my Sharpie paint pen. This is a silver paint pen. It doesn't really go with the theme, but it's not a distraction either. I am going to go over those alpha stickers in the word travel with my Sharpie paint pen. That's kind of a tongue twister. Sharpie paint pen. And I really do like how that turned out. I could have sped this up for you. Sorry I didn't. It's a little bit boring. But now you can see it. So then I was left with that part of your brain. Okay. You know how when you go to the gas station and you have 9.99 gallons, but an equal dollar amount, and you're not sure if you'd make the dollar amount even or the number of gallons even? That's where I was. Do I leave the one word brown and the other one silver? Do I make them both silver? I ended up, spoiler alert not, I ended up putting that silver paint pen over the word time as well, and went with the, okay, so you won't see time as well on the aqua paper as you did when it was brown, but my brain can stop fussing with itself about which way is better. Well, this has been my page for the day. I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. Go ahead over to Facebook and check out the Mission Inspiration Facebook group. There is a link below. Do me a favor, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and have a really great day. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. I have added a video here I think you will enjoy, and a subscribe button. If you have not done so already, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel. And please share this channel with anybody who you think might appreciate it. Have a great day.